Today I'm going to be taking you guys on a hike through the Milford Sound on the Milford Track. The best hike in New Zealand and possibly one of the best hikes in the world. There's so many stunning views and so many different things to see, you're not going to want to miss this. Sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the video. Just got to the Deepwater Basin at Milford Sound. This is where I get the water taxi supposedly. And the views here are awesome. Sounds like somebody's on a helicopter tour, but you can't even see it. Super rainy. It's gonna be rainy the whole time. It always is here apparently. But I just gotta wait for the water taxi, stop getting attacked by these sandflies, and then head on this trek. I think it's a 4-hour hike to a waterfall and back from that taxi. I have to make sure on that taxi. And these sandflies here are no joke. Bring the bug spray doesn't even help, but bring bug spray if you ever come here. It's pretty cold out too. I think it's in the 40s Fahrenheit. So I don't even know if the camera's picking up all these flies. They're all over me though. It's about time for me to get on the water taxi there. Right there. That's my dad, so you'll probably see him in the background of this video. He came to visit me in New Zealand. It's about time to board this little boat. Alright. Alright. We just got off the boat at the start of the Milford Trek. So with this day hike, you just hike to the first major landmark, which is a huge waterfall. So that's where I'm going to and then back. The boat took us down this river from that direction and we just got off of it right there. And the views are already pretty awesome. You can see waterfalls there. It's hard to see on the camera, but it's also hard to see in person because of all the clouds, fog, rain, mist, everything. It's always rainy here. That's why everything's so green though. And there's one thing I've noticed about New Zealand. If you guys come here, make sure you don't lose your shoes because there's just random single shoes all over the place in New Zealand. That happens to everyone that comes here, I think. I'm just waiting for ET or like maybe some dinosaurs to come out of nowhere here. And this is really hard to hold my phone because I forgot my tripod and my hand's really cold. So that's nice. Probably wouldn't do too good with the tripod out here anyways with all the rain. It might ruin it. So far the view on this path hasn't changed. Ow! Oh! Every time I start recording something like stabs my foot.
Oh, sorry about that.
So far the view on this path hasn't changed at all, but this is a pretty long hike, so I don't expect it to change often. I can hear white water down there and see a little bit of it, but the camera doesn't really pick it up too well. It just looks bright on the phone. The river's changing down there. We're going up in elevation very slowly. Hopefully there's a clearing in the trees up here or something so there's a better view of the river. Here's a little bit area that you guys can see better with the water just rushing down in there. Yeah, that's a better view of it right there. I bet that water is freezing. What is this? Oh, a coat hanger. It's only been a couple of minutes since I was last recording. And I said I was gonna see if there was a better view of these rapids. This is the better view that you'll get of them. The best view you'll get of them, it appears. But this whole thing's along the river, so there's all different rapids and stuff that are mixed in here. This is just right at the start of the track still. Just came across another little bridge here. I was only on one other bridge so far. There's a little swamp in here. This looks pretty cool. I don't think I will see one. I'm not even 100% sure if they're in this part of Fiordland National Park. But it'd be awesome if I saw a kiwi bird here. I don't even know if this part of the track has a bunch of birds on it or not. The only thing that this is missing is like dinosaurs. There should be dinosaurs running around in here. From everything I've heard and seen and heard from other people that I've met that have been here, this is the best hike in New Zealand. Here's another bridge. This one has a lot bigger of a gap. I bet sometimes during the winter when the snow melts or right at the end of winter, this probably floods with water. This is huge. This looks more like a river than just a little stream that this bridge goes over. And thankfully, there's no water going through this right now because there's not a bridge here. Oh, there's a big bridge up here. The bridge that goes over Camp Oven Creek. That must have sucked to hike all this equipment out here, everything to build this bridge, all the material, it's all metal. I wonder if they hiked it out here, if they walked it up the creek, but I don't think they could have got down to the bottom of the creek because there's been rapids since we were dropped off. Maybe flew it in. Hopefully my waterproof boots work. That was probably the deepest little bit of water I had to walk through. Most of the time they have bridges over the water, even if it's a little bit of water, a little boardwalk over it. No, I don't know if it'll get worse than that. Maybe. It's been raining all day so far, but probably not because it's always raining here. Here's a good view. That's a great view of the river and the rapids. Nice little opening in the trees here. Most of the path just looks similar to this. It's super green. Like, I don't see really any dead plants besides like trees that are down like this. Just walking along here, there's this, I don't know if it's huge, but it's definitely a little cave here you can't see into. And if I were in the US or maybe like any other country besides New Zealand hiking, I'd be terrified of what's in there. A mountain lion, a bear, anything like that. But in New Zealand, like, I think the scariest thing that could come out was a kiwi bird. I think a lot of parts, if not the entire track, just doing the day hike, the 4-hour round trip hike, it's gonna have white waters like this on it. And the whole time walking along here, just like you can hear right now in the video, some parts it's a little bit quieter because there's not as many rapids, but you can hear the river flowing behind you the entire time. It's such relaxing noise. The river flowing, the white water, the birds. I still haven't seen any besides like tiny ones fly through the trees. I want to see some like giant birds. This is the most beautiful national park I've ever been to. I've never seen anything like it. It literally seems like something that would just be all movie magic, doesn't exist in real life. These views are just crazy the whole way. There's so many waterfalls here. There's got to be hundreds of them, if not more than that. I bet this is flowing with water sometimes. Right here, it looks like a whole riverbed that's dry right now. You can see waterfalls that way, and all of course up right here. My dad was just saying this area reminds him more of the King Kong Skull Island movie from 2005, but I think it kind of looks like Jurassic Park. Leave a comment with what movie you think this area looks like. But there's this huge bridge here. Like, water should be flowing through here. And yet there's none. So that means somewhere up here, because it wasn't behind me anywhere, somewhere up here there must be a big stream of water, a big flow of water that I'm gonna have to pass over. I don't think I already went over it. There was one stream that could have been big enough for that much water, but I guess I'll find out. And there's so many sandflies here. A little side stop here to Lake Ada. I'm assuming that's how you say that. I wasn't gonna go down this side path because I'm trying to get to the main waterfall. The ones we just went past apparently weren't the main waterfalls, but the lake's right here, and it looks pretty calm over here. I don't think anybody's down here, but we've been passing a lot of people. When we first got here, there's a few people that went on our boat with us, as you saw. But besides that, we waited a minute behind them and haven't seen people until recently. Yeah, almost an hour without seeing anybody else. I kind of liked it before there was more people. Now there's people and I don't like it as much. Although I like the views, just not the people. I wonder if there's any big fish in here. Get a good view of the lake from down there, but then besides that, there's not anything else to see down there. I guess you could go swimming there if you wanted to, but I've got a lot more hiking to do, so don't think I'm gonna do that today. If I come back and I do a multi-day hike, then maybe I'll go swimming somewhere at a waterfall or something like that. Here's a cool part of the path. The tree fell over the path at some point, and now it's a tunnel. Oh, it's kind of a tight fit there. I'm actually getting pretty hot right now. I have this rain jacket on, and then I have a hoodie on under it. There's even more natural tunnels with trees going over the path. Gotta watch your head on those. How far would you say we've been hiking so far?
Hour and a half plus. I don't know how much distance.
We should be coming up to the waterfall soon then. I don't think I'm too far at all away from the waterfall because we just saw people pass us that were on the same water taxi to get to the track as us. But there's also a chance that they didn't even go that far and they decided to turn around. I'll find out in a second, I guess, or a couple of minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Shouldn't be further than that. I definitely hear the big waterfall in the background. That's gotta be it. It's making so much noise. And we've already been walking for about 2 hours, and it's a 2-hour walk from the little water taxi station. The waterfall's right here. About to walk on this suspension bridge above the river here. I'm assuming this would be classified as a river because how much water is going through it. But everybody seems to be hanging out around here, and wow, that's huge. And this bridge is nice and bouncy. It would really suck if I dropped my phone into the water here. There's definitely no getting it back. I wonder how new this bridge is, because you can see there's platforms from the old bridge. And that waterfall is awesome. It looks like it's coming out of a cave there. I'm sure it's just coming from between these mountains. But this water is super blue, clear and blue. And just endless great views here. Just after a little bridge here, I had to go to the bathroom, and there is actually bathrooms on this trail. I don't know if they're on the whole thing or only at this part because this is a hiking destination. I'm getting attacked by sandflies, but here's the bathroom situation here. I have a feeling this is going to be disgusting in here. Just open it up and see. It could be worse, I guess. That bathroom is disgusting. More sandflies in there than they are outside. But I just saw a huge bird walking, like the type of bird that I've been wanting to catch on video for you guys for a while now. I don't think it's a kiwi bird, but I'm gonna be quiet and see if I can catch it. You see him walking under there? It's not a kiwi bird. But I want to get closer so I can maybe identify what type of bird it is. I feel like as soon as I walk to the other side, it's gonna run. Where is he? Right there. Huh, I wonder what type of bird that is. See, those are the type of birds that I've seen in people's videos of the Milford Sound, because I've watched videos of people doing this hike. These things are normally all over the place in their videos that I've seen. For a second from far away, I thought it was a kiwi bird because it was a similar color, but definitely not. The kiwi birds have long beaks. This area is the halfway point of the trek that I'm doing today, or the hike, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from. I'm sure it has a different name. But I gotta keep moving because I'm being attacked by sandflies over here on this little beach. There's a lot of people sitting on the other side of the beach, and I have this apple. That's not even a beach. I have this apple for a snack. I'm gonna head over there and try and see if I could get away from all these sandflies and eat this apple in peace. If you keep moving, the sandflies don't really seem to bother you here either. It's only when you start to stand still. And it's also by the water mostly. If you're standing still and you're not by the water, it takes a long time for them to find you. Right here where I'm standing is the best place to eat this apple. There's no sandflies up here. And it's also got a great view of the waterfall behind me. And this way I've got a view, I don't think it's being picked up by the camera, but there's a mountain with waterfalls on it way over there too. It turns out that even sitting over here with everybody else, I figured the sandflies wouldn't be over here because everybody's sitting here. I think everybody just learns to deal with them here. There's not really any escaping them unless you're walking. If you want to stop walking, they're going to swarm you. We're headed back towards the same direction that we came now. back to get on that water taxi. The water taxi driver just told us he's running back and forth all day between like 12 and 4 p.m. is the last one, so I guess if you're later than 4 p.m. you just have to spend the night out here. Got about 2 hours to get back to the water taxi. We pretty much saw the views, the major views on the way. I'm just waiting. I know there's going to be a few things that look a lot different from the direction we're walking to from. Even this looks a little different from this angle. So it's just all about getting different angles on the stuff now on the way back. I knew that there would be some parts that look better coming back this way that I didn't even notice before. This opening here is one of them. I know the camera's not really picking it up, but kind of right there by that tree, there's a waterfall going down the mountain there. And just mountains in the clouds. And the way the clouds are moving on the mountains definitely doesn't do the effect on video. But in person, if you stand and focus at one spot, it looks like the mountains are moving away from you. I'm gonna keep heading back now, but I have a feeling that there's gonna be more similar things to that I didn't see before. That lake that I went to earlier in the video is right back there, but I don't know if I got this view for you guys. Look at this cliff right here with waterfalls, multiple waterfalls coming down it. There's one over there. I think all these little waterfalls along here look way better on the mountain than that big one. They just look more movie-like. Just like that, this trek is almost over. We just gotta wait for the water taxi to bring us back to the starting point. I stepped inside this little shelter here that they have at the start of the hike. I have no idea how I'm supposed to tell if the boat's here. I don't know if I can see it from here, or if they're gonna come get me and tell me that it's here, or if I gotta wait down by the water in the rain. But it's raining a lot harder now. Oh, I hear the boat. It really echoes in here. I know you could hear it too. Well, I guess you can tell when it's here. Oh geez, the wind is really blowing through right now. The weather's getting worse, possibly worse. But maybe it's just because I'm leaving the coverage of the trees. If you're still watching all the way to this point of the video, remember that shoe from earlier? I'm telling you, just everywhere, there's just one single shoe left by itself in New Zealand. It's never two either. Somebody just lost one shoe, kept going. Like this shoe comes off and they just keep walking like, oh, I'll be fine, I'll go home without it. That does it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a great time. The Milford Sound is definitely one of the best hikes I've ever been on, if not the best, and the best hike in New Zealand. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like, comment with your favorite part of the video, and subscribe if you aren't already, because I got plenty of great future content scheduled for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and once again, thanks for watching. Until the next one, have a good one.